Dak Prescott changed the tone of his contract negotiations with the Cowboys, and we'll dive into his comments. And also, we'll kick off draft week with some talk about the latest intel dropped by an NFL insider about their second round pick. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. What is up, everyone, and welcome to Prime Time. We are here ready to talk about what Dak Prescott told the media when he talked to them on Friday at a charity event and touched on his contract and really changed the tone from what he was saying back in March to now. He kind of entered that Balian mode in terms of the contract negotiations aspect of it all. And by the way, apologies, we actually already uploaded this video, but it had some audio issues. So here we are, though, adapting and trying to get those halftime adjustments here in, and we're back with this content. But hey, Dak Prescott talked to the media at a charity event on Friday, and here's what he had to say first about the contract status, just for some context. And keep in mind, before we listen to his words, back in March, Dak's message to the media was, it will happen. And there was this clear and visible confidence that a deal would be taking place before the season started. Now, things started to look a little bit different. Ian Rappaport reported about a few weeks ago that, hey, there was no offer on the table from the Cowboys to Dak Prescott. But hey, here is what Dak had to say. Let's take a listen.
Honestly, I'm focused on the moment, on the now. If the talks begin and real talks get to happen, sure, we can talk about getting that done. But in this case right now, honestly, I'm worried about just getting better, being better tomorrow than I am at this moment. So leaving that up to my agent and Jerry at this point. And when those talks begin, I'll be more involved, obviously.
So no talks to that. Are you surprised with no talks to that?
No, I mean, I've been in conversation. I've talked to Jerry, and so I understand where we are, obviously. And Jerry's mentioned the same, so there's not any gray area in that sense. So, yeah.
He talked about the cap and all the situations and why they're not doing it.
We had a great conversation. We had a great conversation that put us aligned and where we are and moving forward, or where we are in this moment, I should say. And we'll address moving forward as that comes about.
Couple of takeaways right there from Dak's words. The Cowboys and Dak don't seem to be advanced at all in their negotiations. And while that is no surprise to Cowboys fans who have kept up with the news cycle, it's pretty interesting that Dak even acts as if those haven't even begun. Not that they're not advancing or that they've hit a speed bump or anything like that. They just have not gotten that process started, at least not in a serious way. But the most important part of what Dak had to say, in my opinion, happened a little bit later when he was asked about whether or not he was maybe a little bit fearful of not finishing his career in Dallas, of playing elsewhere, and what things look like beyond 2024. And here is what Dak had to say, and let's see if you catch that same quote that I did.
I don't have any fears.
So you believe you'll be here forever playing based on your conversations with Jerry?
I'm not going to say I fear being here or not. I don't fear either situation, to be candid with you. I love this game and love to play and love to better myself as a player and my teammates around me. Right now it's with the Dallas Cowboys. It's where I want to be, and that's where I am, and that's the focus. And after the season, we'll see where we're at, and if the future holds that, then if not, we'll go from there.
I think that's where Dak's change in tone really comes into play. Dak literally says, after the season, we will see where we're at. I don't know about you, but I think that part is crucial, because that sure sounds to me like someone who is telling us that the deal will not happen before the season starts, which honestly should be everyone's hope if we're talking about keeping Dak Prescott. Here's what I mean. If you are anti-Dak, you want to move on from him, I get it. You will be happy about Dak Prescott not getting that deal done before the season starts. But if the Cowboys want to keep Dak, and if we're talking about that being the end game of those negotiations, letting him walk into the regular season is a pretty bad idea, because there's nothing stopping him from reaching free agency, because he has a no tag clause, he has a no trade clause. So Dak has all the leverage in the world. And even though in this very same media availability session, he said that he was not looking to be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. He probably will be when it is all said and done. So if you're the Cowboys trying to get that deal done, letting him play out 2024 is probably a bad idea. You want to get it done before the season starts. Now, I do believe that Dak can say all that he wants to say into the mic, but it doesn't rule out the possibility of a deal ending up taking place, because it's all about negotiating, excuse me. It's all about reaching those correct numbers for both sides. And at this point, that could happen at really any moment. It could be training camp and the sides can get together more often and end up working something out. But this is Dak Prescott for the first time kind of becoming, when I say a villain, kind of being willing to use that leverage that he has in telling the media, I'm not expecting to sign that deal before the season starts. And I might be paraphrasing and trying to infer a little bit what he means, or what the meaning between the lines really is here. And it sure sounds like that to me. Like this is Dak's kind of playing hardball a little bit now, because he knows the leverage that he has in this situation. But anyways, let me know in the chat, what do you make out of Dak Prescott's words? Is it a big deal? Is it a small deal? Is it a no deal? Let me know in the chat. I'll be in the comment section later. Actually, that's how I kind of figured out what was going on. Again, apologies for the last video that we uploaded. It had no audio in there for some reason, but we're making it right with this re-recording and re-upload. So Dak Prescott, man, changing the tone of contract negotiations. Now, it is Monday night, though, and it is draft week. So I didn't want to have a show with no draft content at all in there. So let's talk about what ESPN insider Adam Schefter had to say about the Cowboys, or more specifically about a draft target for the Cowboys, and that is Jonathon Brooks, the running back out of Texas. He wrote this for ESPN, and I quote, "Whichever team drafts Brooks, however, still is likely to have him for training camp." Now, I open a parenthesis here to remind you that the man performing the surgery for Jonathon Brooks was a Cowboys doctor. So there's a direct relationship right there. But he had surgery on his clean ACL tear December 1st, was told that he would be fully recovered in 9 months, and he's already running. The team that drafts him likely would be getting a discount due to the knee injury, with a player still likely to make an impact during the 2024 season. And Adam says, even in a draft considered subpar at the position, more on that in a moment, because he writes about that later in the article, some think it would be a surprise if Brooks made it past Dallas's turn at number 56. Couple of takeaways again from this situation. One, it is another top insider tying Jonathon Brooks directly to the Cowboys. It sounds like the Cowboys are not really hiding their interest in Jonathon. We talked to Joe Hoyt last night, and he confirmed that, hey, and I know he was not reporting per se, but he was saying that there's definitely some serious interest there. We've heard the same from insiders like Jane Slater, insiders like Michael Gelkin. Jonathon Brooks and the Cowboys are a very obvious connection to make, and it seems like it is backed up by the whispers inside the NFL. But even more interestingly is the fact that Adam Schefter makes it seem like Jonathon Brooks would have been a first rounder if it wasn't for the injuries. And not only that, there's still a very high chance that he goes before the Cowboys take him. But the floor definitely seems to be number 56. As we get deeper and deeper into draft week, it is starting to become more and more obvious that that is a legit pairing that we are hearing about. Cowboys like Jonathon Brooks, and if he is there at 56, what will it take for them to take a different route? Will it need to be an offensive lineman that they love dropping all the way down to 56th? Does it need to be Malachi Corley from Western Kentucky, who they interviewed and had in for a top 30 visit? What exactly needs to happen? Because it sure sounds like the Cowboys love them some Jonathon Brooks. And if he's there, he might as well be the best bet to be the pick. But ladies and gentlemen, that will be it for tonight. I will see you again tomorrow. Once again, I apologize for the audio issues on the latest upload. But hey, we try to make it right. I try to make it right. So here we are. Apologies for that. Hit the like button for me, though, and I'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you check out Sunday's episode with Joe Hoyt talking all about the NFL draft. I'm out.